Hi everybody, welcome back to College Writing. We are in week 5, we're at the halfway point, so congratulations. We'll be moving into an opinion essay this week, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, I wanted to congratulate you on getting your essays in from last week. I've read about half of them, and they are so well done. I'm continually impressed with the quality of work that is coming from this class. Not just in your essays, but in your assignments as well. I can tell that you are really putting effort into every assignment, your discussion board posts, and I think that it's reflected in the quality of your essays. So good job. I also wanted to point out that this week is Passion Week, which if you are on staff at a church or you are in any kind of administrative church, you are well aware of. But it's also Passover Week. I hope I just said Passion Week before that. Passion Week, but Passover Week for the Jewish community. It's Pesach in Hebrew. I think I may have mentioned at the beginning of this class in my introductory video that I have a deep love for the Jewish community and the nation of Israel, and do a lot of teaching within the church on that to help the church understand why it's important to love and bless Israel. So this is a big week for the Jewish community too, and we helped put on a Seder last night at our church for about 150 people. And I just wanted to encourage you, if you ever get a chance to attend a Seder, it is beautiful. If you get a chance to attend a Messianic Seder, that's even, I don't want to say better, but more, I think, fulfilling as believers, because the Messianic Jews, they are Jewish, but they have this understanding of who the Messiah is. And so those Seders just bring the fullness of what that original Passover was about, and then what happened at the cross. And they understand it. So it really is beautiful. If you can hop into one, I'd highly encourage that. Let's see, moving into this week, you have an opinion essay, which will be due at the end of week 6. And so this week, as in the previous weeks, you will be spending time brainstorming opinion topics, doing some reading. You can find those reading assignments in your resources folder. I think there's a link as well that you'll need to click. But you'll be working on this opinion essay and coming up with a thesis for the one opinion that you want to write about. And that this seems to be where students have the most trouble, this particular essay and this particular thesis statement. But I'm hopeful that as we work through these assignments and as I read your thesis statements, that it won't be difficult for you. It doesn't need to be. The main thing that you need to keep in mind, and you'll be reading about this, is that when you come up with your opinion that you're going to write about, you just need to make sure that it's provable, that it's something that you can say, yes, this is my opinion about this, and here's why. So it needs to be narrow, it needs to be provable, and it needs to be with clearly defined terms. So tuck that away, keep that in mind as you're going about your assignments this week. As far as last week's assignments and your essays, I wanted to point a couple things out because I'm seeing this often. Periods, ending punctuation with periods, always need to go inside the quotation marks. It's just something that you need to remember. When you get to commas, question marks, exclamation points, those are different, and it really depends on the situation, how the sentence is worded and structured. But periods always go in quotation marks, so please remember that. I'm trying to mark them when I see them. I also would really encourage you to reread the MLA handout for citing scripture. As you're going through your final drafts, you may even want to just print it out and have it with you, so when you're working on those, you can refer to it. We're getting close, but I'm still seeing a few errors there. And right now, what I'm doing with both the MLA handout for citing scripture and the Purdue link for correctly formatting your paper is I'm trying to mark them, but I'm not taking off points for them. However, for your final essay, at the very end of the class, I will be taking off points. So right now I'm trying to help you to get a grasp of what the correct formatting is, but just know that in that final essay will be taking off. I also am noticing, I think I know, I made note of this a few weeks ago, fragmented sentences. If you're still having trouble with that, you may want to rewatch the video I sent last time, and then there's another one in this hard copy. But I'm noticing some run-on sentences and some comma splices. And so I'm including a video for that. The way that I figure out run-on sentences is they basically, a run-on sentence occurs when you have a complete, an independent clause on one side and another independent clause on the other side, and there's no punctuation in between. And what an independent clause is, it's a sentence that can stand alone, basically. So it has a subject and a verb. The example that the instructor gives in that video is, Amanda has a good job. She never has to worry about money. And what I do is I will put my finger over one of the clauses and then ask myself if the other clause can stand alone. Does it have a subject? Does it have a verb? If it does, if it's a complete thought and a complete sentence, then that is an independent clause. If you have two of those together and no punctuation in between, you likely have a run-on sentence. So it will probably be easily rectified by adding a semicolon, a period, sometimes a comma. In this case, it could be, Amanda has a good job, comma, so she never has to worry about money. So there's some ways that you can rectify that easily, but again, it's, you know, if you look at your independent clauses and if they can stand alone and there's no punctuation, that's usually a good indicator that you've got a run-on. So watch that video. Hopefully it's helpful. And it also addresses comma splices. I saw a few examples of that, not too many, but that's where you will throw in a comma when you don't need it. So I hope that this helps as you work on your third essay this week. I will again try to give comments on those thesis sentences, and I do hope that you can maybe submit your assignments on the early end so that you can pull back Saturday and Sunday and enjoy Easter with your family and take a Sabbath rest away from the busyness. I know some of you won't be able to do that because it is Easter and you have to be doing things at your church, but if you can get your Moody assignments in and take a breath there, that would be great. So I'm praying for you, and I'm looking forward to this next round of essays, and hope you have a wonderful Passion Week celebrating what Jesus did for us on the cross. Bless you. Bye-bye.